Go. Shit, I forgot to pick up my kid.
Is that true? So
Don't
we have
believe
another
a
TV
word of a
here,
prophet.
much to the dismay of Bonnet. Unfortunately, Sylvan's not being available, it seems like, so icaruS gonna step in. Bonnet
God.
wondering why he even showed up today.
I heard a ring bell and immediately reminded myself that I had something to do. So my kid is at grandmother's place, and I was supposed to pick the kid like half an hour ago. All right, I'm
you're
off,
actually...
guys.
Okay.
Yeah, at least for a while. Maybe I'm gonna be back like in 15 minutes. So.
I got you. Okay, I thought you were joking at first. You're like, oh, not a Protoss. I'm not here. So, okay, I got you.
Okay.
All right, back to solo casting for my poor voice, but that's okay. I'm experienced. I'm a professional. We'll keep it going. Some more ZBT action for you guys. We got icaruS, who we just watched a series of against Zeke. Super insane series. If you're just now tuning in, or maybe just recently tuning in, I suggest you go back. I strongly recommend you go back and rewatch that whole series between those two. It's an amazing series. Probably one of the best series I've watched in a while, actually. So we'll see if icaruS can continue to deliver for us, and we'll see how well cRoSs does. We were kind of talking about it earlier. Not sure how active cRoSs has been. I haven't seen him doing much, and we will. I guess we get to compare. How does Zeke compare to cRoSs, or vice versa against icaruS? So I will say, personally, if I'm in cRoSs' shoes, I actually hate this situation. I hate playing against the guy that just lost. You know what I mean? Because it feels like you only have everything to lose and nothing to gain. If you beat him, it's like, yeah, well, Zeke, you already beat him. Or if you lose, it's like, oh, you lost to the guy that lost to Zeke, right? So we'll see how well cRoSs performs here and how he does. But from what we've seen, icaruS is probably going to be a very tough opponent for him. And it looks like we went for the high ground barracks. Going to go for that 2 racks of CAD build. This is clearly his kind of go-to build. But he mixed it up for us just a little bit. He got us 1 mech game and one base 3 racks build. But yeah, this definitely seems to be his comfort zone. I imagine this is kind of his feeling out build to go 2 racks of CAD. Alright. We didn't start our gas yet, though. I guess that's normal. Gas on the way now. So I don't play a whole lot of 2 racks of CAD myself anymore. I used to do it some. I kind of forgot the general build order. Don't judge me. 6 lings coming out for cRoSs. They're going to leave 2 here on the ramp to deny the SCV from getting inside. And have 4 lings go across the map to see what icaruS is up to. icaruS going straight for that bunker. Actually, just doesn't want to cut any corners, wants to play extra safe. This bunker is kind of a consequence of playing no wall. But, gonna get inside the bunker, push these lings away, not take any additional damage other than that bunker. And SCV gonna get inside, sees drones popping, which is good information to have. So he at least knows there's no big link flood or anything like that coming early. And one thing about making this bunker is it does eat into, you know, your kind of early marine count, so it's gonna have 2 less marines early than he would typically. And a little bit of early pressure. You know, he sees with this SCV that there's no, there were no additional lings being made, but speed kicks in, he goes back home. I think maybe the push out was more to see if there were lings outside of his base. More so than actually pushing across to force anything. And going for the natural third is cRoSs, so not for the high ground thirds like Zeke likes to do. You know, low ground versus high ground, there's a bit of a payoff, or a bit of a trade-off rather. You know, when you're going for low ground, it does mean that you have kind of easier access to that high ground, but it is a little bit more vulnerable to the bus because you don't have that ramp to defend, and it's also very weak against early drop play. I kind of mentioned this before. When I see like low ground third like that, I think 2 vessel into 2 dropship can actually be very strong at harassing the high ground there. But Spire going to finish up, and we have enough resources for about 4 mutas to start initially here. I don't think did we make sunkens for cRoSs? I wasn't paying attention. I can't really tell on the mini map. Like maybe there's a sunken up against it, but yeah, no sunkens. Okay, observer is going to show us there, so there were no sunkens made. So cRoSs can be pretty happy with that, not having to make any sunkens here against 2 racks a CAD. But you know, it's interesting. IcaruS kind of does this 2 racks a CAD very similar to how I feel like Artosis does it, where it's like you kind of go for the 2 racks and then you don't really pressure, right? It's almost like a defensive 2 racks, which is kind of interesting to me. Bit of a late push out here. It's post mutas, but he's got a decent marine count right now. There's no range or anything like that. Nice damage on that first muta, almost gets that kill. We hear a scan go down, maybe looking for the sunkens or the third. And I believe that's the factory coming down, so very early factory here from IcaruS, about 620 or so. And a little bit of a swipe in there, doesn't kill any Marines, loses a muta or 2 there, so this has been a pretty bad trade so far, cRoSs. And just kind of this small Bioforce getting a lot of damage. The Medics are low on energy, so another stone he can't really properly heal. So it is kind of running out of life here is this Bioforce, and IcaruS recognizes that, gonna go back home. Maybe, but Fueling's on him. Nice micro here from IcaruS so far. Picking up a lot of these mutas actually, and cRoSs is going to get the cleanup, but it was pretty costly for him. I'm surprised that IcaruS never even tried to reinforce this or get it back home. He just moved out with a handful of bio and just kind of left it out there to eventually die. But he did trade as well as he could hope for. I'm just surprised how little he kind of cared about it. We see the armory coming down actually with the double starport, so gonna be going into Valkyrie this game. So a little bit of a mix-up this time from IcaruS. He's just gonna get in here and do a few swipes, gonna kill off a turret and a few SCVs. Just a little bit of chip damage. But we do have the Hydrogen done, so should be getting into lurkers relatively soonish. And, you know, with the lurkers coming out, it does mean the Valkyrie's not super scary. And another muta going down. The micro not going super well for cRoSs so far. Scan goes down, sees the hive, sees the Hydrogen, so full information on that scan from IcaruS. Trying to use the egg here to get some cheeky bounces, but it's actually in range of that turret. That turret's like perfectly placed, apparently, to cover pretty much everything out here. Helo chamber here on the way for cRoSs. We had our Hydras out and starting to build lurkers, so should be relatively safe. There's a lot of bio out here for IcaruS right now, and you know he's cleaned up a lot of the mutas. There's still 11 mutas here for cRoSs, but they're a little bit softened up. And now the double Valkyrie show up, gonna get a nice volley here on the mutas. A lot of them going extremely low. I mean, we should be okay, I think it was 3 lurkers on the way. That being said, it's still a little bit scary because these mutas are very low. I don't think he's in danger of getting busted, but it's just not going to be trading well. And another free volley here onto the mutas. We see how low they're all getting now. We have a bunch of them just kind of a love tap away. He's trying to bait him into the lurkers, and IcaruS recognized, like, what he was trying to do there. So nice scan from icaruS to see where the lurkers were at. But here we go. Burrow going to come forward, actually. Really aggressive from cRoSs walking into this. Going to lose all these lurkers. And I think there's only one lurker behind this now. And cRoSs kind of looks dead to me. I mean, he did a good job picking off the Valkyrie, but there's only a few meters left and one single lurker here to defend with no sunken. So Scan's going to go down, going to kill off the meters, kill that off. And GG going to be called icaruS. A nice, clean, easy win overall for this first game against cRoSs. Very well played by icaruS. He's warmed up after those ZK games, that's what it is. But I'm really surprised that cRoSs got so aggressive with his lurkers and instead of just trying to maybe defend with sunkens and lurkers. But I do feel like that's kind of cRoSs' nature. He can be a very aggressive player. Alright, looks like we're hopping into our second game here. Gonna be cRoSs versus icaruS on Radeon, game 2. Alright, so we got cRoSs spawning here on the top right as our Zerg player, and in the bottom left, our Korean Terran is going to be icaruS. No reverse scout here from cRoSs, something that sometimes you see on this map. Sometimes you'll see that reverse scout pattern because it allows you to get to the bottom left. If it is cross spawn, you can get that Overlord over there a little bit easier. If you do it this way, then it gets very hard to get an Overlord to their natural, just because you end up having to kind of cut across a little bit of a danger zone where the Marines can easily catch your Overlord. And we'll see. cRoSs wants to go for 12 hatch, probably. That's what it's looking like here. And it's going to be cross spawns, so that'll be nice for him. See if icaruS wants to go for his typical high ground barracks. It seems like that's kind of been his go-to, and it is what we're going to get here from him. We only really saw him, he only walled once, and it was on knockout. He's really not a big fan of walling. He's just comfortable playing this high ground barracks build. And I get it. I like it too. It's just safe. Safe in a lot of ways, but it also has its drawbacks, of course, like because you're not walling, you know, it's a little bit more vulnerable to the early lings and stuff. It makes it where you can't cut Marines as easily. Like, one of the things that's nice about walling is you get to cut Marines, but I think when you're going 2 racks like that, it's not as bad because you're not really cutting Marines anyway that much. So I think that's part of why he doesn't really feel pressure to wall. A little bit of a missed timing there, unfortunately for cRoSs. Going to cost him a few seconds on that gas, so that could eat into the lair timing just a little bit. Gonna get the drone scout up here, gonna see the barracks going, nothing really special, just kind of gets the information, sees that it's no wall, see if he can abuse that a little bit, but I think cross spawn, and because it is usually 2 racks a CAD from icaruS, I don't really think there's too much abusing to go on here. And it gets to see the CC go down as well with his drone. And actually went back in with the drone, which is kind of interesting. I mean, maybe he didn't see the command center, but I'm pretty sure he would have had vision. This is always nice as Terran, you know, you get inside, you get the, good to see the lair timing. Gonna see that 305 lair, which, pretty much screams 2.5 base from cRoSs, so he knows it's not gonna be that 2 hatch meter or anything like that, or, Yeah, anything like that. So you should know it's going to be 3 hatch. Surely in base, I would imagine. Nice moving shots here from cRoSs, getting a lot of damage onto that SCV. Catches the angle there as well. Actually, really nice moving shots. Gonna lose ground just a little bit there. And the SCV gonna be able to potentially walk out. But nice to always chase that out, and that third hatchery is on the way now for cRoSs.
I'm with you.
Oh, you're back.
It seems like we had a fast victory for IcaruS, the game 1.
Yeah, and we're getting a proxy factory from IcaruS this game. Kind of interesting here one. So not gonna get that 2 racks of cat that we usually see. It's gonna be a hidden factory. Not entirely sure what the game plan is. I guess to make vultures, we're gonna go for like a bit of a vulture run by. I guess we'll have to go pretty turret heavy because we're gonna have so few marines to deal with the mutas. But he's definitely gonna be looking for a lot of damage with the vulture.
Funny how he used the SCV to on a mineral walk, but there was nothing actually stopping him from getting into the base.
Yeah, is that the same 5 HP or 10 HP SCV that's in there? Also gonna poke in here, get a little bit of damage. No, okay, there's a different one. Okay.
Yeah. So he went back with the SCV and sent another one on a mineral walk. But there was like nothing to prevent it from getting up. Anyway, we have a machine shop, which is interesting, but I guess also a fair call. There's a huge difference between a slow vulture and a fast vulture, and I'd imagine it to be speed up.
Yeah, surely. cRoSs is gonna make that creep anyway, which is kind of interesting. He's got full vision. He knows his cross spawns. I'm surprised he's preemptively dropping that creep.
He's not getting sunken because he's got links in front of Terran's base.
Now it's gonna be Valkyrie. So it's gonna be vultures on the side and Valkyrie turrets to defend at home.
Seems good. Seems logical.
Yeah, kind of covers all the bases, man.
I'm gonna harass your drones, and I won't be dying.
It reminds me of I was talking to Sterling yesterday. And we kind of made a joke about it where I was making tanks and Valkyries and had a bunker at the front, and I was like, I'm invincible, sir. Can't hurt me anymore."
Perfect anti-air and anti-ground defense.
Yeah.
Here we go.
Mita's gonna pop in here. It is only 1 turret here right now on the Valkyrie, not in position.
Meanwhile, vultures. Does he even realize? No, I think cRoSs is occupied with this harassment. I think he doesn't even see. Right now, he sees that.
Yeah. A lot of drones going down. This is a lot of damage.
Damn.
This is too much damage.
TVZ is hard, isn't it?
It is for some people. I think we did lose the Valkyrie at home at least. But cRoSs is gonna have to kill a lot of SCVs to make up. I'm surprised the supply looks as good as it does, but I guess it's because there's still so many meters alive, but his drone count is completely gone now. Sounds like Ling's in the natural as well.
We saw that one Valkyrie.
Oh, we targeted the SCV. Yeah, these meters gonna get cleaned up. We do have a few Lings in the natural. It sounds like killing maybe some turrets. But the SCV is going to deal with that themselves, and this Valkyrie got repaired up, and unfortunately for cRoSs, I don't think this is anywhere near enough damage.
Yeah. Unless we had out of bank after the harassment, like 500 minerals, so we could queue up 9 drones. But let's see, was that the case? Actually, we do have more drones than I thought.
Yeah, he did at least have that extra hatchery, so he's got the larva to work with, if nothing else. Yeah, drone count relatively recovered, but the problem is the tech is also very heavily favored. A couple more meters going to go down. And, you know, cRoSs is off of gas, trying to be kind of in recovery mode. Making a bunch of Lings, actually. I guess we're going to just go all in to counter here. Feels like you can't play it out from here.
Yeah, probably.
I mean, production is extremely low for IcaruS right now.
Not true. There is like a single barracks, right?
Yeah, just one barracks and one starport. That's all he's working with at home.
Well, here we go. We're gonna jump on top of the bunker probably, no? Or are we gonna go into the main base? The question of
Yeah, with 3 Valkyries here, the air is pretty much irrelevant. It's going to come down to these lings. But
well,
there's a lot of lings, and there's nothing
yeah.
really to fight them. We got the one Vulture shuttle, Blade of Mine, blew itself up. I think the mass ling actually does it here.
And Vultures are gonna come and eventually defend.
Yeah, these Vultures have an infinite amount of work to do against the non-stop swarm. I mean, great mine hits, but yeah, this Vulture gonna get surrounded as well. The Ling's gonna kill off all these turrets, start killing SCVs, and we're just gonna see nothing but Lings going across the map. We see the Valkyrie going across to maybe kill some Overlords to try and stunt some of that Ling production, but he just doesn't have an answer for what's in his base.
I need to send IcaruS the map, impossible land Vulture. Seems like he may need it. GG is called. Wow, you found the solution to this game.
Found the win condition. Here we can see Zero's feed from his Twitch.
Nice, score is 1-1. Okay, so what happened in game number 1? Remind me.
It was just 2 Raxic had, but without the pressure, and then he did 2 Valkyrie, pushed him and killed him. cRoSs didn't make any Sunkens. He made 3 Lurkers and came out to fight him in the middle of the map. Which was like insane to me. And yeah.
I am unmuted. I wanted to say that today is my son's first birthday and I'm eating the cake, so bon appetit and cheers. 1 year ago we started BSL 19, exactly. He was born during the first day.
Was the BSL to celebrate your son's birth?
He was born 2 months earlier than scheduled, so yeah, he's supposed to be born on a round of 8, but he wanted to see the group stage so badly that he decided I will be here earlier. Okay, let's go to the game.
Well, I'm sure the cake is tasty. We're happy for you, Zero.
Yeah, absolutely.
I am happy as well that I can eat cake and watch StarCraft. So thank you for doing that, guys, as well. Definitely make sure, guys, to follow Mr. Azidahaki and Mr. Bone. They are also streaming.
No time to time.
It's true.
Okay, we have Rossi, map is Metropolis. So let's, yeah, so from what you told me, IcaruS went for a bio game 1. Game 2 was kind of like almost 1-1-1 of some sort. Interesting what we're gonna see here. Last time it was Goliath.
Yeah, he's going for a wall this time. It seems like there's no rhyme or reason to to IcaruS's like decision on whether or not he's gonna wall. I thought maybe it was like map specific, but he didn't wall when he played on this map. But he also did that kind of weird like high ground CC mech thing. So yeah, we'll see what he wants to do this time. It's kind of fun watching players that will just have this kind of random variation.
Yeah, imagine there is a player that just rolls the dice and goes for whatever whatever result is there.
You know, I'm originally a BGH player, right? I used to think about coming up with a system where I was like, all right, I'm gonna roll random, and if I get a certain color and a certain race at a certain spawn, I will always do this exact strategy. Like, I was thinking about setting up a system like that and see if anybody would ever learn anything or notice.
Even at top level, where people start really caring. Actually, I did that. That reminds me of my series against Devault. So it's like there was like 2 days tournaments going with a bigger prize, and on Saturday, group stage, there was like a I think loser bracket, winner bracket, or something like that. So There was a 2-player map. I played normally. Then I reviewed it Sunday when just before the finals. So the scouting pattern, and we spawned at the exact same locations. And I, based on what I saw in the replay, I decided to put a cRoSs in his base. But it got stuck.
Didn't work, huh?
Doesn't work.
That's
Guys,
funny.
doesn't work.
Yeah, doesn't it feel bad when you do a lot of research and you come up with a plan and it just completely falls flat?
Yeah, because probably my assumption is that Devout played that day on ladder and probably faced a couple too many cheeses.
Yeah.
That's probably what happened.
Alright, we got that 305 layer from cRoSs, so it is going to be that 2.5 base again from him this game. Which I personally like a lot. Observer pointing out that we're actually skipping link speed for cRoSs this time, so kind of greeding a little bit for just the faster hatchery and maybe a few extra drones.
Moving out with Marines, let's see. I mean, cRoSs saw the barracks blinking, but he doesn't see Marines. Let's see how much Marines. I think they made do a lot of them.
Yeah, it's 5 Marines. If we don't have lings popping out here, we're actually in a decent bit of trouble. If these are drones popping, and it is drones popping, then cRoSs not going to be super happy with this. One drone going to go down, second drone going to go down as well.
We try to go behind. Oh my god, the SCV blocks the path!
Oh no. Trader SCV still gets 3 more drones, actually going to get a 4th one as well. So this was, what is that, like 6 drones total went down. This was a lot of damage. This is very, very good for IcaruS.
What will cRoSs do in this mode? I think nothing. I think he will just drone up, given that he's going for free hatch.
Yeah, that is the one nice thing about what cRoSs did. He's going to have that extra larva production, so he can replace these drones relatively easily.
So if it was regular 2 hatch or 2.5 hatch, he will be able to rebuild them, or he'll be maybe even forced to more of an all-in. But with 3 hatches, I think he'll just okay, so be it.
We'll tuck these things on the top side, look for that run by. It's kind of another cRoSs special. I know when I used to play PvZ back when I played Protoss, it seemed inevitable that lings were going to get in my base at some point.
Yeah, links in front of Terran, pretending that these are the only links cRoSs has. Just to enter with some sneaky links at Terran's base. Let's see how many creep colonies cRoSs will be forced to make. If
Yeah,
any.
with his Spires showing up, he shouldn't feel too much pressure. He did skip Sunken's completely in that first game because his mutas were coming out, so he is confident in his muta control. IcaruS did spot these things on the top side, so he at least knows they're up there and what cRoSs is looking for. So you see him kind of like fake push out, turn back around, and he's going to catch one of the lings here on the bottom side.
Surprised that he's hiding these links, even though they're just slow links. Alright, here we go. The mutas, the Magic 7 muta count. Let's see how many SCVs they can pick off. Meanwhile, Terran out on the map.
And triple Sunken.
Yeah,
So he wants to defend and try to
harass.
focus on the counter. Yeah.
This is a nice spot.
Yeah, this is exactly what I was just talking about earlier, about turns wanting to skip that pocket turret sometimes and how Zerg should look for it. This is the exact position I was talking about here, and you can kind of see just how difficult it is for Terran to deal with.
Yeah. On some position, even Comsat station prevents Marines from defending as well.
A little bit of choppy micro there from cRoSs a couple times, but Ring's gonna spin here, gonna pick off 1 muta, 2 mutas, 3rd muta. Not quite gonna go down, just finish the bio here. but a few more Marines coming in. Lings sounds like came in through the front side, but got cleaned up. And cRoSs gonna leave now. Pretty decent damage overall, but 4 Sunkens at home, man, that really eats into his economy too. The drone count does not look very good for cRoSs. It was decent damage, but I don't feel like it's enough for cRoSs so far.
Alright, I was distracted from it. So what do we have? We have a big marine ball with 2 medics. Actually 3, 1.
Oof, another meter goes down. And now we don't have enough meters to one-shot. The other one gets very low. Right as the extra meter shows up, right? And now we have to worry about the next meter going down. So kind of missing out on our 1 volley count.
So yeah, since we
don't
see
have to
only
jump
like 6-8 mutas, we didn't lose many, like 2 maybe. So that means cRoSs has been drawing up a lot.
Yeah. Yeah, been trying to drone back up. Got his Queen's Nest on the way. Evo Chamber coming, gonna try and take his third. I guess he's gonna take 6 o'clock? Or is that a drone on bottom left? Or is it going 3 o'clock? Is that what that is? Oh, no, sorry, that's a meter.
Yeah.
Don't mind me, I'm losing my mind. I was like, he's crazy. Bit of a mistake and lose an extra meter for free.
3 o'clock is not a bad surprise, you know, hatchery location. It's not where you look for a base as a Terran player.
Yeah, unless you're playing against Julia.
Oh yeah, unless it's him.
Then it's either 3 or 12.
Damn it, how did he know?
Yeah.
Yeah, Julia would be
maybe
a
we're-
very easy player to in your tournament to guess who he is.
Yeah. Yeah, there's a few players that I feel like it would be too obvious. Like New Ocean. When you see 2-gate every single game. When you see 2-gate and sub like 70 APM pro boss, that's somehow A rank.
Then there is Quark with 120 and Ezra.
Yeah. 1-2 base arm every game. There we got Valkyrie coming out for IcaruS here, and third base only just now finally starting for cRoSs, but
Yeah, the issue
Because
is
look at
that
Overlord's
there is a marine going to the bottom left, which why it is bad, because Terran will be able to just exclude these 2 bases from possible hatchery locations, and we will be able to scan other bases.
we also have to go down here to save these overlords. Like,
Question is, do we have to go with the whole army?
yeah, I don't think we have to send everything. This is like a. They sent all the Marines, or sorry, all the Lings and all the mutas for these 2 Marines. Maybe a little bit of an overreaction.
A little bit.
They actually made a lot more Sunkens at home too during that harass. I'm very scared
Yeah.
of getting counter pushed.
Yeah, so cRoSs is trying to like bite Terran into going into him while backstabbing him. That's what cRoSs wants to achieve here.
Yep. Yeah, it's kind of a. It's kind of like a improv crazy Zerg that cRoSs going for.
Isn't that too early?
Yeah, it does seem a little bit too early. It's going to allow IcaruS to be able to turn back around and come back, and even hesitation from cRoSs as well. Actually, even then, just the reinforcements from IcaruS going to be enough with this bunker. So he's going to go for this push, but I mean, there's a lot of Sunkens here. He does scan, and he's like, yeah, I don't need to go into that. But now he's just trying to find a third base, right? He's like, okay, I can't attack there. Let me just find a third base, make sure you're not getting a third, and eventually, if I can keep you on 2 base, I just eventually outscale you.
Yeah, this is many Sunkens on the right.
Got so many Sunkens.
But that's you guys just experience talking through cRoSs, because Sometimes it feels like there is never enough Sunkens. Especially when Marines are like heavily upgraded.
Yeah.
It's infinity of them to deal.
Yeah, once Marines get upgraded, they do actually surprisingly do well against Mass Sunken. It's kind of the same against Protoss as well, right? Like, Sunkens are great against Protoss, but once Protoss is getting those, like, 2 and 3 upgrades, Sunkens kind of suck.
Yeah. Ooh, nice. Back.
A lot of Scourge is the same Valkyrie.
Ah, that being said.
I mean, it's a good cleanup from Crossy.
Yeah, as best as he could hope for.
And the base does get scouted.
Why wouldn't you click out?
Ooh. I like the drop from IcaruS while that's going on. Everything pulled to the left side, gonna drop here and do a little bit of damage. Stop the money some. Go for the Ultra Cavern. And actually gonna be able to kill it, so this really hurts Crossy.
Yeah, Ultra is quite cute, I think.
Yeah, but I don't know if he's got any of the upgrades. Ultras without the upgrades are...
Yeah.
terrible. Like, surprisingly terrible.
Actually, he got at least armor upgrade, which is at least there is that.
Yeah,
the more important upgrade.
Yeah, absolutely. The issue is we don't really have a lot protecting 9 o'clock right now.
Well,
but...
we have Nidus protecting the 9 o'clock.
That's true. We'll see if it's enough.
Teleportation spell.
Alright, IcaruS is going to be moving out here. So one of the things IcaruS is going to be looking for is getting those kind of pre-irradiates on the Ultra. Is kind of a huge moment. Getting over a drop here does catch a shot from the Scourge. A few of the Marines get out, but getting it cleaned up. So a little bit of a donation there from IcaruS. That's a nice moment for cRoSs. We see that scan go down on 9 o'clock. And he's going to dive on top of this Nidus, kind of focused on this Nidus. But not going to get it in time. Great body blocking drone. I don't know if it was on purpose or not, but it really did a lot of work there to keep those Marines out. These irradiates are going to eat through a lot of this. Those Lings all taking that splash as well.
I think 1 kicked in for the Terran player. This is why the Ultras go down so fast. Yeah, and Terran player wisely uses this choke to his advantage as well.
Yeah. Flanking Muta comes in. And cRoSs, not really a whole lot to show here right now. This Ultra going to go down, and then that Nat is going to go down, and I don't think he's going to be able to protect this base anymore. And with that base going down, IcaruS on 3 base. Yeah, cRoSs just going to go in DG. Understandably, IcaruS going to go up 2-1.
Yeah. Well, it was just all about that. Marine move out. Outside of Overlord's vision, I may add. Killing a lot of drones. Could be even worse if these Marines got back the mirror line without issues.
Yeah. Yeah, luckily that that SCV was running interference. Could have been even more of a disaster.
Well, all things considered, it's hard to judge from these games, these two that I watched, who is the better player.
Yeah, I feel like you know, the first game maybe a little bit of jitters. We saw some like micro mistakes from cRoSs as well when he got inside with those mutas that last map there on Metropolis. So I think that I don't think it's so much maybe jitters or nervousness so much as kind of a sign that cRoSs hasn't been very active, as Muta micro not looking as sharp as I feel like it normally would be. But still giving IcaruS some fights for it. But looks like we're ready for the next game. Gonna hop into game 4 here. Gonna be on Dominator.
let's see what the dice. What is it gonna be? Is it gonna be barracks again, or just another random build from IcaruS?
Yeah. If we're using the last series as any indication, IcaruS might not want to play this map TVZ. I do veto this map because of TVZ, so maybe IcaruS feels the same way as me.
Yeah, there is such thing. I also had Metropolis banned for a long time. It's like I kind of like refused to play. It seems like a bad map for PvT for me. But after I played tournaments on it and new ladder map pool came, I unvetoed Metropolis, and in the end, it seemed to me more like a normal map.
Mm-hmm. Okay, looks like we're gonna get a 10 racks out of IcaruS. When he does go for wall, it does seem like he leans more towards that 10 racks, and I actually am a big fan of 10 racks if you're walling as well. He's just better at surviving any of the early pool builds, and then it also just kind of offers aggression options against 12 hatch.
Yeah, because when you wall in natural, you may want this. It's just safer, right?
Yep.
You don't die to random pools.
Yeah, it's safer, and you know, if you get the wall up, then you get to cut Marines for your tech and barracks and production, that kind of thing. So I've always felt like objectively wall is better, but not walling is kind of a free win against early pool builds, which is why I did it that way for so long.
We've got 11 spawning pool here, 12 hatch.
Yeah, I think, and I'm not the best for this, I think this is going to be a 2 hatch build this time from cRoSs.
Yeah, I think so too. Like the extractor timing was pretty fast.
Mm-hmm. Interesting wall. Is this how you're supposed to wall this map? I've never seen it done this way before.
The superior Korean player.
I mean, it's kind of a cool wall, actually. I hadn't seen it before, but it makes a lot of sense. I mean, there's just the single gap here in the center. And the depots are also in a way where you can place that turret there to protect your depots really easily, or bunker if you want, after you move the barracks. Yeah, I actually like this wall. I'm kind of a fan of this. Alright, so far nothing super weird from IcaruS. Surprisingly so. Maybe he, you know, with the Muta Micro last game, he's not as scared of it as he was with Ziki.
Yeah, interesting, right? In the previous series, he would go. Maybe it was based on the quality of player. Maybe Ziki was showed some really good micro. I don't know.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that being said, cRoSs does have the potential to have extremely high-level Muta Micro.
Yeah, for sure.
Like I said, it could just be
New calf is sub a Gosu
just a
for
little
5
bit rust or
months.
something like that. But
Yeah, cRoSs is
we
definitely
all
one
know
of
cRoSs is
the
kind of a micro.
more scary foreign players.
Yeah, and this time he is going for the same push out, but we did get those extra links built this time from cRoSs. Not going to take the damage.
CB trying
he
to
took last
block.
time.
Nice split, nice
Nice
micro.
Wow. I mean, he's gonna clean it up actually, and then go home with 2
5
Marines
HP.
with 1 hit.
5 HP on
The
both
drone's
Marines.
thinking it's gonna
Drone.
chase them down, by the way.
Show us a spectator.
I know, we're not even looking. No, not worth it. Thought he would clean it up, but does at least get one of the Marines there for that drone. But yeah, really, that really couldn't have been much better for IcaruS. That was beautiful splitting.
Yeah, from a situation where you could have links in front of Terran's base to have absolutely no link.
Yeah.
the confidence you have as a Terran player now.
All right, Spire just now finishing up, so we're going to see those metas starting here pretty soon. It's going to be 6 metas initially, kind of the standard for going to hatch. So it won't have that 7 that I kind of like that comes from 2.5. I personally am a bigger fan of 2.5, but 2 hatch, you know, it does offer that kind of extra aggression potential. Plus, you're a little bit safer to the early move outs because you just have those metas quicker. So you're not too worried about any early bust a lot of times going 2 hatch. Especially because, you know, we did lose these Marines early, so you don't have to worry about pressure and making these Sunkens at least. So that is kind of one positive for cRoSs, dealing with that initial push out without taking too much damage. Interesting third base location, so not going to be taking the other main.
Taking notes from Julia.
Yeah. And I like this muta fan that we just did. It was to see where the bio is, right? So he just make sure that he doesn't miss the move out. So I really like that from cRoSs.
Yeah, the hard part is to understanding if Terran split. I know he's Marines somewhere.
Mm-hmm.
Nice pickups.
Stretch.
Yeah, he wants to look for the damage now before they are with range.
Okay, got a stim out of him. That's nice. These 2 medics are actually pretty low on energy already. Surprised we went in before the stim wore off.
What do you think about like steaming with Marines, with like only like 1 or 2 Marines instead of the whole pack?
I think it can be good sometimes. It's kind of hard to balance, but like ideally, yeah, you're only stimming everything if you're going to be able to fight some. Otherwise, doing 1 stim to like maybe dissuade them a little bit.
Yeah, it's
really
like
because a lot of times you're just looking to buy time to reinforce your fireball.
and because it's about the impression on the Zerg,
Yep.
the sound is the same. It doesn't matter if you steam 10 Marines or 1.
Yep.
So you just want to scare mutas away from him. So I guess it depends on the player, right? So and how they play out the game and how they utilize the mutas.
Yeah. Heard that double scan come down. He saw the drone count was a little bit low, but he also saw the Hydra Den coming down. So yeah, we see a lot of turrets coming down because he knows that cRoSs is pretty dedicated to the aggression.
Okay, let's see. Do we have armory or is it gonna be finally more regular game with a science vessel?
Yeah, I don't know. IcaruS has shown that he really likes the Valkyrie play. I do think Valkyrie is super good if you're good with it.
Lots of Marines without medic support. These traits are always good for us.
Yeah, those Marines on the inside of the base, they have to be very low on HP. He's actually lucky he didn't lose more than what he lost. So 2 starport, but we don't have a refinery, second refinery. Yeah, I noticed that too. We can't afford... So it has to be Valkyrie then, right? Because you can't go vessels with this late of a second gas.
Yeah, right. Yeah,
yes, there it is. Which, you know, I do like the Valkyrie. I've never got a handle on, you know, the proper timing for it. But I just think it's super strong, especially because he knows cRoSs is playing pretty low eco and very muta heavy. We get those scans going down. The scans are just basically checking drone count and checking kind of the tech progression for cRoSs.
Transition timing. I don't know, if I was Terran player, I would just sit on my ramp and wait for Valkyries. What's the point of moving out now? I think you just want to wait for these 2 Valkyries and then move out. And just keep...
Yeah, I kind of agree. You don't want to go too far. You want to position a little bit forward because you don't want the mutas going through your base and kind of giving you a hard time or finding chip damage. But yeah, I agree. You don't want to go too far because you got the Valkyries on the way and you automatically get air dominance when that happens. So preserving your bio ball as much as you can is pretty important.
Okay, here we go. I don't think we can wait any longer, right?
Yeah, I think he should be going pretty much right away with these 2 Valkyrie. He's trying to get the pre-lurker timing. He's gonna, I think, He's going to catch a lot of these mutas, and there's only going to be, what, 1 or 2 lurkers on the other side. There were no sunkens even started. He scans and he sees there's no lurkers on the high ground here.
And right now
does
he sees
see
the 2
these
lurkers.
burrows
Now
just
there
in
is a
time.
high ground, but it's a white high ground, so cRoSs decided to go back deep into his natural and defend them lurkers. And let's see what Terran is going to decide to do.
Yeah, I
3
think there's too many
lurkers.
lurkers for him to try to push through. Greater Spire on the way, so this is very similar to what we saw with Zeke the other game, where it's kind of a to stay alive a little bit. But I don't think cRoSs in that good of a position. Oh no! A bunch of the muta's gonna go down on the backside.
So killing Mutalisks and right 4 Valkyries, wow.
Yeah,
This is many Valkyries.
this is terrifying because now we're one-volleying Scourge, and if your Scourge and mutas are going down, your Overlords are basically free game.
Yeah. And it also enables Terran to go for dropships. Here we go, 2
Which we do
dropships.
see, yeah,
And
I
drop to
like
the
the
main base.
dropship follow-up to Valkyrie.
Yeah. It's a little bit of
taking this.
like a gamble and an all-in with this play because we delay vessels just for so long, so we're obliged to deal damage.
IcaruS going just kind of blind at the bottom side, assuming that there's a base down there, but not going to be able to find it initially. And here we go, the Valkyrie's flying over the dropship.
And it gets attention from cRoSs probably. Oh my god, oh my god, oh this both.
Wow.
Both Scorches connect, but both 2 different dropships, and here we go.
GG. IcaruS going to take the series 3-1 over cRoSs. Unfortunate. You know, I don't think cRoSs looked like bad by any means. IcaruS obviously is a very good player. We saw that last series.